Everything I've seen in all the autopsies I've done of cancer patients, not one of them died of cancer. They died of liver failure, they died of cardiac failure, renal failure, all due to chemotherapy. We got a patient that had been through chemo and radiation, and they had cooked her liver and cooked her kidneys. We looked at the blood work and realized she had no organ function to speak of left. And I said, we can make her more comfortable, but the radiation treatment that they used on her has actually destroyed her organs. So we did what we could. She'd been given 3 weeks, we gave her 6 months. And she got time to say goodbye to her family. But I remember walking into the office the morning after she passed, and this internist was sitting on the waiting room couch. And I said, what's the problem? And she looked at me and she said, I'm doing the death certificate, and I don't know what to write for cause of death. I said, you might try writing the truth for a change. And she said, you know how much trouble I can get in by doing that? I said, if you're going to study with me, you're going to write the truth. And she wrote radiation poisoning, cause of death. She's the only doctor I've ever seen do that. She actually had the courage to tell the truth.
It is because the bottom of the world is an untouched reservoir of natural resources. Strangely enough, there is left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole, that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
That's a tremendous
So
challenge.
there's a lot of adventure left down at the bottom of the world.
Right up to the ice barrier of the Ross Sea shelf, behind which lay the Bay of Whales and Little America. The only entrance was through a miraculous canyon in the ice barrier. Narrow gaps no more than 400 yards wide and slowly closing every day. Through this, the ships disappeared, one by one, creeping between giant jaws of ice that loomed threateningly off either bow. A harmless threat, though, for all emerged without mishap into the Bay of Whales.
Wait, so the world is way bigger than we think?
Exactly. In outer space, that whole idea was made to trap our minds, keep us inside an invisible prison.
How would that even work?
Millennia ago, Richard Constantine, part of the ruling Primordian families from lands beyond the ice wall, discovered the continents we now call Earth. 7 massive lands, untouched, empty. But he didn't see them as places to explore. He saw the perfect containment zone, a world to populate, control, dominate for generations.
Containment zones? Like mind control?
Exactly. Richard invented the cosmic paradox, a psychological and geometric trick so massive it warped reality. He convinced everyone the ice wall wasn't a wall, just the bottom of a sphere, and the sky above was everything.
So the universe we see is engineered?
Not fake, just designed. Using celestial engineering, the Primordian families made us believe in an infinite universe, so
across every continent on Earth, from the Great Pyramid of Giza to Machu Picchu to the temples of Angkor Wat, one pattern keeps appearing. They all align perfectly along a single invisible line that wraps around the planet, a line some researchers call the World Energy Grid, ancient builders thousands of miles apart. No contact, no shared language, no modern tools, yet they built monuments with perfect geometry, aligned to the same coordinates. Coincidence? Or a design far older than recorded history? When these sites are mapped together, a hidden pattern appears, a network of temples, pyramids, and megaliths forming exact geometric ratios, the same patterns found in sound frequencies and magnetic fields. It's as if the ancients knew the Earth itself was alive, and these temples were built to channel its energy. Modern scientists studying these regions have detected electromagnetic spikes, bursts of energy that match the placement of these sacred sites. The same pattern Nikola Tesla described when he said, Earth itself is a conductor of energy. But here's where it gets even stranger. Ancient texts describe the planet as a living grid, a web of power used to open gates to the stars. In Egypt, they called it the path of the gods. In South America, the lines of the sun. In China, the dragon veins. Different names, different eras, same design. Were they all following the same blueprint? A global map passed down from a forgotten civilization. And if every temple on earth connects to this grid, then maybe these monuments weren't built to honor the gods. Maybe they were built to communicate with
So
them.
the Magi that found Jesus, those guys, they were not Jewish. They didn't practice Judaism, and they were not Christians. In fact, Christianity didn't even exist yet. They were pagan priests, scholars from the East, known as Zoroastrians, where they practiced Zoroastrianism, which is a study of the stars, ancient texts, and prophecy. And God, well, he didn't even rebuke them for it. He met them exactly where they were, where he used a star to draw them in, and then he gave them a dream to guide them the rest of the way. So get this, while the religious leaders in Jerusalem missed the entirety of Jesus, outsiders recognized him and worshiped him. And that right there should challenge us, where God is not confined to our religious systems, our labels, or even our traditions. If he could lead pagan scholars to Christ, maybe he's bigger than the boxes that we put him in. Honestly, it makes me a little teary-eyed, because if you go to the Bible, you learn that God doesn't wish that anybody should perish. They heard the calling. They went for it. They saw baby Jesus. They saw the savior of the world in a manger. And the part that gets me is they went back and they probably told everybody the truth. Could you imagine when God checks all of the boxes that they were looking for a Messiah, and Jesus Christ was that answer?